He's tiny.
I did not terrible without you. I'm going to defeat the Israelites. You're going down.
On hearing the Philistines' words, Saul and all the Israelites were dismayed and terrified. Now David was the son of Jesse, who was from Bethlehem in Judah. Jesse had 8 kids, all of them boys. And in Saul's time, he was very old. Jesse's 3 oldest sons had followed Saul to the war. The firstborn was Eliab, the second was Abinadab, and the third, Shammah. David was the youngest. The 3 oldest followed Saul, but David went back and forth from Saul to tend his father's sheep at Bethlehem. For 40 days the Philistine came forward every morning and evening and took his stand.
You'll not defeat me. I'm the great Philistine warrior Goliath.
Now Jesse said to his son David,
Take these 22 pounds of walkers. These 10 pounds of fresh fries for your brothers and hurry to their camp. Take along these 10 cheap sticks to the commander of their unit. See how your brothers, how they're doing, and bring back some assurance from them. There was Saul and all the men of Israel in the valley of Elah fighting against the Philistines.
Early in the morning, David left the flock in the care of a shepherd, loaded up and set out as Jesse had directed. He reached the camp as the army was going out to its battle positions, shouting the war cry. Israel and the Philistines were drawing up their lines facing each other. David left his things with the keeper of supplies, ran to the battle lines, and asked his brothers how they were. As he was talking with them, Goliath, the Philistine champion from Gath, stepped out from his lines and shouted,
Hey, don't you know your lines? Come on down, David. I heard about you. Saul, you're nothing. You can't defeat me, Mr. King.
Whenever the Israelites saw the man, they all fled from him in great fear. Now the Israelites had been saying, Do you see how this man keeps coming out? He comes out to defy Israel. The king will give great wealth to the man who kills him. He will also give him his daughter in marriage, and will not make them pay taxes in Israel. David asked the men standing near him, They repeated to him what they had been saying and told him, This is what will be done for the man who kills him. Lots of money. When Eliab, David's oldest brother, heard him speaking with the men, he burned with anger at him and asked,
Why have you come down here? Here, and you leave these few sheep in the wilderness. I know how conceited you are and how wicked your heart is. You came down only to watch the battle.
I can't hear you, David.
Now what I have done, and I have
He then turned away to someone else and brought up the same matter. And the men answered him as before. What David said was overheard and reported to Saul, and Saul sent for him. David said to Saul,
Let no one depart us. Your servants will go up and fight.
Saul replied,
You're not able to go against this Philistine fight. You're only a young lady. He has been a warrior for me.
But David said to Saul, Saul said to David,
Go, the Lord be with you.
Then Saul, dressed David in his own tunic. He put a coat of armor on him and a bronze helmet on his head. David fastened on his sword over the tunic and tried walking around because he was not used to them. That makes sense. So he took them off. Then he took his staff in his hand, chose 5 smooth stones from the stream, put them in the pouch of his shepherd's bag, and with his sling in his hand, he approached the Philistine. Meanwhile, the Philistine with his shield bearer in front of him, never mind, kept coming closer to David. He looked David over and saw that he was little more than a boy, glowing with health and very handsome or pretty. And he despised him. He said to David,
Am I a dog that you come at me? Look at you, you're a child. You come against the great warrior, Goliath? Do you mock me, Saul, but a king? Can't you see that I'm a great warrior? This little boy has no chance against me.
okay, that's enough. And the Philistine cursed David by his gods.
Curses!
David said to the Philistine,
You come against me with the sword and the spear, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty, the God of the armies of the heavens, whom you have denied. This day the Lord will deliver you into my hand, and I'll strike you down, cut off your head. This very day I will give the carcass of the Philistine army to the bird and the wild animal. The whole world will know that there is God in heaven. All those gathered here will know that it is not by sword or spear that the Lord saves. It is the Lord of
as the Philistine moved closer to attack him, David ran quickly toward the battle line to meet him. Reaching into his bag and taking out a stone, he slung it and struck the Philistine on the forehead. The stone sank into his forehead and he fell face down on the ground. So David triumphed over the Philistine with a sling and a stone. Without a sword in his hand, he struck down the Philistine and killed him. David ran and stood over him. He took hold of the Philistine's sword and drew it from the sheath. After he killed him, he said, "Look what I did. Thank you, Lord." The end.
Yay!